talented of a roster. It's going to do it, though, for the youngest in charge movement, Linnell Willingham, out of Washington, D.C. Appreciate you all hanging with me. Thanks to Manny keeping us up to speed. Enjoy the first week of the NFL season. I got Jonathan Petterlin next.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey there, Eastern North Carolina. Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. We have the 2024 Encore GX at 0.9 for 36 months. You heard it right, 0.9. We also have the Envision and the Enclave at 0.9. For GMC, we have the 2024 Sierra at 1.9%, the Terrain at 0.9%, and the all-new Hummer EV 849 lease for 24 months. Brown & Wood, 89 years in business in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This is proud ECU alumni David Price of David Price Construction. As a leading general contracting firm, we specialize in commercial construction and renovation. Whether it's updating your office space, renovating your restaurant, or building a new retail store, our team at David Price Construction is ready to assist. We are committed to delivering quality, value, and customer satisfaction across all of our projects. So give us a call at 919-820-3612 or find us online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Go Pirates!
The Parks and Recreation Trust Fund has supported local recreation, North Carolina state parks, and coastal access through grant funding since 1994. This allows our beautiful state parks to maintain the quality that you've come to love. Enjoy all the outdoors has to offer, like hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. Visit ncparks.gov for the latest information and a calendar of events. Thank you, North Carolina, for your continued support for the last 30 years.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. Go Pirates! Bankwithunited.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There is road work outside, but plenty of food and fun inside at Fish Street Hardware in downtown Greenville. Park right across the street and make your way in for a great lunch today or drinks with friends. There are over 40 beers on tap and plenty of new specialty cocktails to choose from. Don't forget about Singo on Tuesdays, trivia with DJ Captain Morgan on Wednesdays, local artist live music on Thursdays, and the best Sunday brunch starting at 10:30 a.m. Be sure to follow Fish Street Hardware on Facebook and Instagram for all the 411. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Wyatt Lunsford-Shankman, and the best place to go for custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items is University Sportswear. University Sportswear hit a home run for me when I needed my custom shirts. From start to finish, University Sportswear provided superior customer service and quality product that cannot be beat. If your business, organization, or event needs t-shirts or promotional help, then you need to visit University Sportswear. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. Go Pirates!
Hi, I'm Walker Allen Volova, and I'm with CopyPro. CopyPro has been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology. Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total satisfaction is our #1 priority. We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net. CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Want a burger with attitude? Bad Daddy's Burger Bar is the place to get it. Located just off of Greenville Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center and a short distance away from Downey-Ficklin Stadium, Bad Daddy's has a lineup of chef-inspired burgers, giant chop salads, the famous Badass Margarita, and a fabulous selection of local craft beers. Get started with Not Your Mama's Deviled Eggs or fried pickles before diving into one of their juicy burgers like the bacon cheeseburger on steroids. Or spice things up with the Heat Wave Burger. People have called their burgers totally insane, but they'll take that as a compliment. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sug, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome into our show. Happy holiday. If you're having a chance to enjoy it at home and taking this holiday Monday off for Labor Day, we welcome you to the Brian Bailey Show. We've got John David Baker in his first year as the offensive coordinator at East Carolina. He's going to join us live from his office coming up in just a bit. The Pirates rolled past Norfolk State. 42-3 was that final, and now it's on to game number 2. The Monarchs of Old Dominion are on the clock. ODU lost to South Carolina down in Columbia on Saturday, but they were the better team in that game, and we'll talk about that coming up as well. Once again, John David Baker, offensive coordinator for East Carolina, is my guest, and we'll kick off our show after this.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar, and there's always something special happening at the Rick House. Join us for lunch. It's our 2 for $20 lunch special during the week, and it's the perfect spot for that lunch business meeting. The Rick House celebrates the last Thursday of every month with a special wine tasting, and our buffet brunch is to die for. Follow the Rick House on Facebook for the latest schedule. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
This is your What's New update brought to you by Greenville Auto World. What's new? Greenville Auto World has new owners and is part of the DriveHereNow.com team of dealerships. New owner Tommy Cook and his team have 4 dealerships with a fully stocked inventory, over 200 SUVs, trucks, cars, and over 50 lenders, and has financing for anybody. Get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. Greenville Auto World, Highway 43 at Bells Fork across from Speedway. Pirates supporting pirates.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
Mow like a pro with Hustler zero-turn mowers. They engineer their mowers to be maintenance and service friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler zero-turn mowers deliver professional grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. Come into Ron Ayers Motorsports to see the Hustler difference for yourself today. Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
If you're in the market for a swimming pool and you're located from the capital to the coast, Elite Pools can make it happen for you. They are the Carolina's premier fiberglass and concrete pool builder and renovation contractor. Every pool is built with the highest quality products and on schedule. Visit the Elite Pool showroom located across from Agri Supply in Greenville with fiberglass pools on site and a design center to simplify all of your pool selections. They also have a full service department with pool supplies and they provide expert water analysis. Call Elite Pools today at 689-6557 or visit ElitePoolsNC.com. For pools, think Elite Pools.
Pirate Radio.
See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there?
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about?
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday, this holiday Monday. East Carolina knocking off Norfolk State 42-3 was the final on opening day for the Pirates. Their first win in the season opener since 2016. Offensive coordinator John David Baker made his debut with his East Carolina football program on Saturday. He joins us live now from his office as he and his staff get ready for Old Dominion coming up next Saturday. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win.
I appreciate it, Brian.
When you look at everything that went on Saturday, when you finish the game, you guys win 42-3, you sit down in your chair, what were some of the first thoughts that came to your mind?
Man, I'll be honest with you. It was one of those deals where you look back at it and you knew it as the game was going on, but you look back at it and felt like we just, we left about 200 yards of offense and about 28 more points on the board. And so as excited as we were, there's a little bit of frustration and disappointment. But at the same time, it's us realizing that, for about 50 people, that was the first time all of us going through a game together as an offense, not only the players but the staff. And so we knew there was going to be some hiccups, but the great thing, everything that happened on Saturday, every mistake that was made is easily corrected.
That was my next thought. It's almost the best scenario because, you want to win that first game. You did it in blowout fashion, but you have some issues that you want to make sure you work on. So nobody walks around thinking, hey, we're going to go 12-0 because, there's so much work still to be done. The 6 turnovers, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like one of those deals that, hey, we've got a team that is hungry anyway because of what happened last year especially. But when you look at that, it's the best of both worlds, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of things that happened on Saturday that we knew about ourselves, just as far as some of the players that we have, how explosive they can be and the plays that they can make. But it was also a great thing just being able to look at some of those mistakes and those guys, our guys realize it and they know it, that they know what's coming up on the schedule. That if we make those same mistakes this week or the next couple of weeks, that we're going to find ourselves in some really tight ball games, and so they knew it. They knew it as soon as it happened. That's what's great about the guys in the locker room, is that they know that.
This was a little bit of a different ordeal because you could talk, the communications, you can go right into the helmet of your quarterback. How different was that for you as an assistant coach, and how did it go on Saturday?
Yeah, the headset deal. The headset deal was different. I think the biggest thing for us, or the biggest difference, was having those iPads in between the series, to where, there used to be, you having to ask people, hey, what happened on this play, or did you see what happened up top? And now there's no guessing game. As soon as the play happens, 10, 15 seconds later, it's on an iPad right in front of me, and I can see exactly what's happening or who messed up or whatever it may be. And so that to me was a bigger just kind of change up to just the game day mechanics more than anything.
And that's got to be fascinating as well. I mean, I've talked a lot in the off season about the communication in the helmet, but the iPads down there, you know, having real time video. Basically, it's on your iPad as soon as the play's over, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, about 5 seconds, 10 seconds later, it pops up. To me, that's a bigger deal than the mic, especially for us. Just the way that we communicate plays in. It's fairly simple and happens pretty quickly. And so the iPad, being able to see what people are doing and being able to go look back at it immediately after it happens, that to me is the bigger deal and kind of a bigger advantage more than anything for us.
John David Baker, offensive coordinator at East Carolina, joining us on our show today. We've got him for about a half an hour, so if you have a question or comment for him, you can go to our Facebook Live page and jot that down. We'll get it to him. Pirates win 42-3 over Norfolk State in the opener. Jake Garcia, his first start as a Pirate, 23 of 36, 4 touchdown passes, the 3 picks, 308 yards, 39 on the ground. What did you think of Jake's performance?
You know, I was really, really pleased with it. Obviously, disappointed in the turnovers. One of them was just a really bad decision by him. One of them was a bad play call by me. I called something, probably a little too tight to the red zone for us to be running that specific concept or play. And the other one was just an unfortunate deal where he kind of lost sight of where a safety was and ended up tried to throw it over him and didn't realize he was there. So disappointed by those. But the thing that I was most excited about is that, he never became gun shy. The couple bad interceptions, and he kept pulling the trigger, and he stayed calm, collected. He was not fazed by any of it. And I think his teammates realized that and saw that. So that for me was the most encouraging, probably out of the whole night.
Yeah, he said that in the post game. He said, when you get to that point, you just got to keep slinging it. And I thought that kind of shows you his personality as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what that's what we talk about all the time. Not only in the quarterback room, but as an offense, like we can't ever back down or shy down. We got to keep pulling the trigger and stay aggressive. And I thought he did a great job of that, because there's a lot of people that, all of a sudden you make a couple of bad decisions, you may start thinking twice about pulling the trigger on some stuff, and he wasn't like that. I mean, if you look back at the first drive of the second half, we drive right down the field, we get a second down call, they pressure off the edge, Jake slides the protection, slides up in the pocket, has some pressure in his face, throws a strike to Anthony Smith, and we score a touchdown on it. And that's after throwing 3 picks in the first half. And so when he was able to do that, that made me feel really good about just his kind of just demeanor, the way he carried himself the other night.
Have a question on our Facebook Live page from Robert. He says, how would you grade out the offensive line in the run game?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. I don't know that I can give them a letter grade if that's what you're looking for, but we averaged almost 4.5 yards per carry, which is that's, if we're doing that, we're gonna have success. And so we got to continue to find different ways to run the ball. Norfolk State did a good job of mixing up some looks. They pressured us more the other night than they had really shown all of last year and in that first game for SFAMU. And to be honest with you, there's probably 3 or 4 lost yardage plays that happened that were, really kind of on the quarterback needing to get the ball out of his hand or read the edge pressure. So, up front, we didn't have any lost yardage runs based off of their scheme or what their assignment was. It was really us at quarterback making some better decisions to help it out.
Our good friend Alan Powell writes in and says he was impressed with the tight ends, and I think we all were, deep and talented. How did you think that they played?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job, and from top to bottom, obviously Casey's Casey, he's steady Eddie. Tyler Savage did a great job. We should have probably had another tight end touchdown on one of the interceptions. And then the 2 young bucks came in and did a great job. try to get them involved early in the game, and they did a great job as well. But that's the thing, that's not only that room. It's basically every room we've got. We've got talent all over the place, and we got to continue to find ways to use those guys and get them involved and keep them involved.
When you guys sit down as a staff, offensive staff, do you guys list certain goals that you have for each game? And if you do, did you hit most of those goals against Norfolk State?
We did, yeah. We've got a list of about 5 or 6 goals, and the only one we didn't hit was obviously our turnovers. And but other than that, we hit our explosive play mark. We hit our third down percentage mark. We hit our red zone scoring marks. So, if you look back at it, if you took away those turnovers, everybody's feeling a little bit differently about that game, and the score would indicate that. But it's like we talked about earlier. That's the nice thing is there was so much positive to build off of, but also it was good. We had some adversity, and the guys, they reacted and they responded in a positive manner to that adversity.
When you look at the offensive side of the football and the speed at which you guys get plays in and go to the line of scrimmage, at any point early in the game, did you feel like the guys were going too fast?
I think the only way I could probably agree with you on that is I think some of our guys, they were just so amped up and excited,
fired up.
There's a few times that they catch that ball and try and take off running. It looked like they had crazy legs. That was just our guys. They were just excited. They were ready to play. But that was a good thing. I was really, really impressed. For the first game of the year, just our ball mechanics, how we handled the football in between snaps, getting it back to the ref so that the ball could get set, those type of things. I thought we were really, really clean. And that's not always the case in those first games, especially, the first game ever of us doing it all together. But that was something I was really, really pleased with.
Stat sheet, I think, had you for 7 explosive plays. What is your goal for each game? Is it like 5, 6?
Well, based on how we determine explosive plays, I think we were right at about 14 on explosive plays for us, or any runs over 12 yards, any pass plays over 16 yards.
I think I was looking at something that had it at 20 yards, and that's where we got the 7 from. But as far as that goes, obviously it was a very successful night. East Carolina winning over Norfolk State 42-3. You even got Caden Hauser in the game, and I thought he looked good, as your backup.
No doubt, and that's I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. There's just about anywhere we go in the country, when people look over at us at warm up, and they're going to see, Jake warming up and throwing, they're going to see Caden throwing, they're going to see Raheem throwing, and there's going to be a lot of teams that wish they had one of our 3 guys. But no, Caden came in, did a great job. He executed just like he always does. Hopefully we can continue to find ways to get him in the game and use him because he obviously has a skill set that can help us.
Let's go through some of the plays from Saturday night. Hitting Casey Kelly 22 yards out in the flat, and really, Kelly, he took the ball. He took the ball and ran with it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. No, it was the number one, our first play that we had once we got in the red zone. Got exactly what we thought we would. Got some pressure. Jake did a nice job kind of drifting and getting at Casey, and then the receivers, they executed perfectly on the edge. That's kind of the reason why Casey caught that thing all out there all by himself.
And then Garcia later hits Desirial Riles with the touchdown there to make it 28-3.
Yeah, so kind of a similar play call, just out of a kind of a different look. But again, receiver did a nice job kind of blocking on the edge. Desirial did a nice job, a little toe tap there to stay in bounds. And, they originally ruled him out. And I got to give a shout out to whoever our video board guy is in the stadium, because he put that replay up there quickly, and we were able to see it and trying to get the refs' attention to they need to take a look at that thing.
And they did. They reversed the call. Touchdown Pirates in the second half. The first one to Anthony Smith. Our first look really with Anthony, the transfer.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of the play I alluded to earlier with Jake. It was a 2nd and 10 call from about the 18-yard line. They brought field pressure. Jake saw it. He slid the protection right into it. Great job by the O-line getting it communicated, getting on the right people. Had a twist game, kind of got somebody loose a little bit, but got him covered up. Jake stepped up, had a guy right in his face, threw a strike. Anthony did a great job, breaking a tackle and then getting into the end zone. It was a great way, first drive of the second half, a great way to come out and start after kind of a rocky little second quarter.
And that's what you really want to do, to set the tone in the second half in a game like that. I mean, we've all seen, as long as you let a team hang around, there's always a chance that a team can come back on you. But when you set the tone like you guys did in that second half, the outcome was really never in doubt. As you said, and Coach Houston said the same thing after the game, that basically, there may have been 10, 15, 20 points, left out there because of the turnovers. Have you ever played in a game where you won big and turned it over 6 times?
That's a good question. I don't know that I've ever won big. I'm sure we've won. But we judge football games for us off of 2 things, off of explosive plays and off of turnovers. And, if you win both those categories, about a 99% chance you're going to win the game. If you win one of them, obviously now you're getting to about 50-50. But for us, as a team, we turned it over 6 times and they turned it over twice. And, but the big difference in the game, we were able to create about 14 explosive plays. And I think our defense held them to 2 explosive plays. And so, when you turn the ball over like we did, you better make up for it somewhere. And, we were able to be pretty explosive the other night. And that was the difference in the game. So, and that's where, if we can clean up the explosive or the turnovers and stay as explosive as I think we can be, I think we got a chance to be pretty special offensively.
Garcia closes it out. The touchdown pass, the second to Riles on the night from 32 yards out to make it 42-3.
Yeah, so as honestly, it was a great decision by DeCirio. He's kind of got a couple of options on that particular concept, and he read the defense and did a great job of getting to the right area, to the right grass. And Jake, that might have been the prettiest ball he threw all night. Put it right on the money. It was really cool to see from the top.
How do you like being up top to see everything and compared to being on the field? Because some coaches like being on the field. Some people like being up top. I think offensively, most of the guys do stay up top, and sometimes defensively, some of them do come down to see the player's eyes and that kind of thing. But do you like it up top?
Yeah, to me, it all comes down to just trust. Like, I've always wanted to go back up top. That's where I started out coaching, was being up there. But it all kind of comes down to just trust. And, we've got a great coaching staff that I trust a ton and know that, they're going to do a great job with our guys down the field. I've got a million different ways to directly communicate to the quarterbacks. And so that was really an easy decision for me. I love it up there. I can see everything. It's a calm, kind of secluded setting up there, so you can kind of make decisions and all that stuff. So it was been about 4 or 5 years since I've been up there, but it was nice getting back up.
Talking with the offensive coordinator at East Carolina, John David Baker, getting you set for Pirate football this week. Old Dominion is on the clock. Coach, have you seen a lot of film yet of Old Dominion? And if you have, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I've got rolling on them yesterday and been rolling on them all day today. Really, really impressed. Obviously, anytime you can go on the road in the SEC and go toe-to-toe with any team, I don't care what team it is, if they play in that league, they're real. And so for them to go on the road and play with those guys like they did, that just kind of speaks to how good they are. They run kind of a unique scheme defensively. It's one we're going to be very dialed into, and we're going to have to do a great job just executing a specific game plan and finding different ways to go attack it.
South Carolina beat Old Dominion by the final of 23-19. The Gamecocks scored their only 2 touchdowns on fumbles by the Monarchs inside like the 10-yard line. So basically 2 gifts right there. And if you look at it, the Gamecocks threw for just 4 first downs. So South Carolina, either the Old Dominion's pass defense was pretty good, or the South Carolina Gamecocks are going to struggle through the air. They did run for 174 on 56 attempts. So obviously the South Carolina game plan was to run the football, run it some more. Passing, they were 10 of 23 for 114 yards. But, anytime you're playing a South Carolina, it doesn't matter how good they are in the SEC. They have SEC-type athletes, don't they?
Yeah, no, they absolutely do for sure. They, like I said, they're still in the SEC, and they've got players. So Old Dominion did a great job. They had a great game plan going against those guys. They play extremely hard, and like I said, they got a kind of a different, unique, but really effective scheme that we're going to have to get creative, and we're going to have to find different ways to go trying to attack it.
East Carolina is 4-0 all-time against the Monarchs of Old Dominion. Really, it's kind of a neat game, I think, for both programs because it's only 2.5 hours apart. I'm a graduate from Old Dominion, so I know a little bit more about them than maybe most of the teams that we go up against, but I try to keep up with them and that kind of thing. I did figure out where the library was late in my senior year, so I did get that thing finished up. But really, don't you think it's kind of a neat game the way East Carolina recruits the Tidewater area, Old Dominion recruits Eastern North Carolina, that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the kind of the cool and unique thing about just our entire non-conference schedule, but just a bunch of regional games, and I think that's awesome. It's just you're able to create some rivalries with some people that you recruit against, and now you get to go play them on a year-end basis. And so I've played up there one time. It's a cool little atmosphere and place to go play. So I'm excited to go up there and play a great football game.
When you look at the matchup with Old Dominion, I mean, do the players realize that this is a really good football team that played South Carolina really tough? When they see that on tape, do they see that and understand it?
Yeah, no, it don't take long for them to simply just watch the tape, and not even against South Carolina, but you watch their tape from last year. These guys are talented, and they play really, really hard. They're extremely detailed and efficient in what they do defensively, and they make it hard on people. They if you look back at last year, they played some people that were pretty good offensively, and they kind of held them in check, and obviously did a great job against South Carolina the other night. So our guys know that. They know that really from here on out, every week's going to be a ball game, and so like I said, we just got to do a great job of putting together a game plan, coaching our guys up to go execute at a high level.
How did your offense benefit from going up against the Pirate defense, all summer, all fall camp and into the first week of practice? But how did that help the offense?
Oh, there's no question about it because, you can't take a day off versus our defense. They're going to bring it every single day. We finally got our guys to get to that same point where we're going to compete at a high level every single day. But again, to go against Blake and those guys, I think Blake does as good a job as anybody in the country. Not only just their players, how they play, but their scheme. It made us better, and I think it showed on Saturday just the steps that we were able to take. And, we got to keep taking steps every single week and every single Saturday.
Crowd of 36,467 on hand for the opener. Coach, what did you think of the atmosphere at Dowdy-Ficklin?
That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I've had a lot of people text me, that aren't from here and just ask, how was it? And it was, as soon as we pulled up on the buses, you could feel the energy. You could feel just the amount of people, and you could feel that there was an excitement in the air. And so it was an unbelievable experience. You walk in that stadium and, it's a big-time atmosphere, and I just want to continue for us to continue to put good things on the field and keep bringing people back and come wanting to watch us play every single week.
And the one thing I was impressed with, too, is that it wasn't a crowd that was thinking about 2-10 from last year. You know, it's kind of like everybody put that, in the rear view, and everybody was fired up for a new year. And it started with your Pirate Walk when you guys got off the bus and just the energy there. And then, the 36,000, they did a great job. The students were out in force, and it's a holiday weekend. And still, 36,000, that's a pretty good number.
No, that's what that's what makes Pirate Nation special. Is that they love this place, they love this program, and they're going to support it. And I got a pretty good feeling that if we continue to go score points and the defense plays as great as they are, they're going to keep showing up, and we'll fill Dowdy Ficklin up and go take care of business this week, and hopefully come back home to the full stadium next week.
Wrapping things up now with John David Baker, offensive coordinator at East Carolina. Coach, give us an idea of what you have to do this week in preparing for Old Dominion. What are some of the things you want to tweak, and what are the keys to victory this week?
The biggest thing to me is, like I said, it's a unique defense with a unique scheme. And so our game plan of what we do will look a little different. It's really going to be just us executing that game plan and us being locked into the details of, what we're trying to get accomplished and why we're trying to do it that way. And our guys just doing a great job of doing that. So it's kind of a unique week, but we'll be ready for it.
Do you expect to have Chase Owell back this week?
I would normally answer that question, but because I found out you're an ODU grad, I think I'll
We'll be there. I hope we do have it's we. I've been here so long that it's more of a we with ECU than it is a we with Old Dominion. I can tell you that. But we're hoping that you get him back this week. That would be good.
You and me both.
That'd be great. All right, Coach, we promised to keep you a half hour. We're going to keep our promise for sure. Thanks so much for taking time out. I know you got tons of things to do to get ready for the game plan for Old Dominion. We certainly appreciate all of your time today. Love to watch that fast-paced offense. Looking forward to heading to Norfolk this week.
All right, Brian, no problem. Anytime.
All right, John David Baker, offensive coordinator for East Carolina. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. My buddy Brian Meador is in the house. So we're going to talk about the Coaches Show, the Mike Houston Show, and other topics as the Cowboys make their debut on Sunday afternoon. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. Let's get you caught up on former Pirates in the minor leagues. Josh Moreland went 1 for 5 on Friday and 2 for 4 with an RBI on Sunday. Jacob Jenkins-Cowart went 1 for 4 on Friday for Jupiter. He also went 1 for 3 on Sunday. And Ryan McChrystal went 2 for 3 for the Daytona Tortugas on Friday. And Zach Agnos picked up win number 3 on Saturday. He went 2 innings, allowed 1 run on 1 hit and 1 strikeout. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. Are you ready for football? Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is your complete source for recreation and marine sales and service. With a full selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, slingshots, watercraft, pontoons, and boats, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is sure to have what you're looking for in everyday adventure. With 5 locations in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Lake Gaston, New Bern, Elizabeth City, and of course, Greenville. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram or online at BigRockPowersports.com. Big Rock Power Sports and Marine. Choose your adventure.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations. From the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
Pirate football is back, and the only way to dress for game day is to visit UBE or pirateware.com. UBE has all your game day apparel, such as polos, tees, hats, and jerseys. UBE also has all the merchandise to keep your tailgate undefeated. Pirate flags, decals, face tattoos, and more. And for your little pirates, visit our Crow's Nest with Pirate Nation's largest selection of youth apparel. UBE has special hours on Sunday after home games, open from noon till 5. And you can visit pirateware.com anytime. UBE, where every day is game day.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. I want to thank John David Baker for joining us from his office over at East Carolina, trying to get set for Old Dominion. Brian Meador is live in the studio with us now. We're going to talk a little bit about the game day operations on the video side and what all goes on. And Coach Baker was talking about the iPads, which I was more fascinated by the communications in the helmet, but he said that it's even better with the iPads because once a play happens, 5 seconds later, they've got it on an iPad, and I can't imagine how that stuff works.
Yeah, the football video guys are taking care of that, and they've got this whole unit down on the field. It's fascinating to watch, and Will Davis, who used to be our video coordinator, he's down there helping them out, and it's fascinating to watch how quick it is. I really liked when he said he gets more out of that.
Yeah, he did.
That's fascinating to me because that wasn't like that before. So it really tells you the speed of this whole thing, and then not just with the guys on the sideline, but for the fan experience, the video board. You know how challenging it is to get a replay up that fast.
Oh yeah, with the way they run the football and snap it so quickly.
So we've got several guys in the back in our control room, and if you've walked around the boneyard side underneath, you've looked and you've seen the big window. You can see inside where all the guys are working. You know, that's the in-house production team going to work right there. Now, non-football games, it's where everything is produced. Basketball, all of our sports are produced out of the through ESPN Plus. But for football, it is fascinating to watch these guys. And I got to tip my cap to these guys. Mike Miles is our director. Kyle Gaskin's our producer. And then Kyle Williams is working the replay. So these three guys are working together. And they work. I mean, it's got to be fast. You know, they'll tell them what angle. Like Kyle will yell out what we have them like purple, gold, whatever replay we're going to use. They'll yell purple. Mike's got to look up. But Mike's got to keep an eye on the main camera to see where the guys are on the line of scrimmage, because it's not like last year or years past where we ran no huddle before. Lincoln ran no huddle here, but it wasn't hurry up.
Right.
You know, the guys would get up to the line and they stop, and you've got a few seconds to wait because they're looking over the sideline, and you know it's like we're losing like 15 seconds.
Exactly.
Literally. Yeah. So the guys, Mike's got to time it just right. So you get that replay, you got to roll it just fast enough, not too slow. We get the replay in, and it really helped on the little tightrope dance down the sideline for the one touchdown that was overturned that JDB was talking about.
Yep.
And we got it up fast, and you could see it, look at it. All right, let's challenge that or whatever. Let's take a look at that. And I got to have those guys. I watched them. We're going to do a feature on the coaches show because it was so much fun to watch how these guys were working together. Greg Pierce, Brandon Smith, all the guys who are back there who do such a terrific job. And Greg's usually just back there for humor, by the way. He's not actually punching any buttons. And he's so much.
He hooked me up, so I think he does a great job.
No, let me tell you something. I love Greg. Greg sits at the window, and people will come up and just they're fascinated about what's going on in it. And so Greg will start. You want to come back? He'll grab them and bring them into the control room. And this one couple, their son's a freshman here. They're from Virginia. He goes and gets them and pulls them in. And it was the most fascinating thing they've ever seen. But I was like, you know what? That's good. That's good pirate relations right there.
It is.
You know, maybe you're recruiting, in a sense. But it was really fascinating watching these guys work. And people, everything doesn't run perfectly. But for the way those guys did with the speed, I knew it was going to be fast. Wow, it was for that production side. It was really, really fast.
And Mike said after the game that perhaps early in the game they may have been going too fast.
Right.
Coach Baker kind of hinted at it a little bit too. He said, the guys are so amped and so ready to go.
The Crazy Legs was funny.
Yeah, the Crazy Legs was funny. But I was thinking it's like in fast speed, warp speed type thing. But it was fun to watch. It was a great night at Dowdy Ficklen. I think the fans came away. The only blemish was the 6 turnovers. years. But as everybody has said, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You win an easy game, and you still know there's a lot to work on because you don't come in that next game cocky, especially when you look at what happened with Old Dominion in South Carolina, because Old Dominion was the better team.
Oh, they look
against
good.
The Gamecocks.
They look good.
Most certainly.
It'll be a big test, but I like you guys touched on it, Garcia. He reminds me of, and I know we've talked about this before, with Shane Carden could throw a pick, and you could ask him, hey, what'd you just do? He didn't remember because he's moving forward to the next play. He had that moxie is the word that I believe Houston used, and Garcia's got that. He's got this thing about him that he can make he can make mistakes and then keep moving forward, and I like that he bounced back in the second half. Now, a better team. You can't do those kinds of things, but they're correctable things. Like Mike. I know Mike when he walked into our office. Last year was like I thought that was one we could get, like the Tulane game or the Navy game.
Oh yeah.
And
we had a lot of those, didn't we?
We had a lot of those, but it's fun doing the show with him because we do it right after. We used to do it on the field. Now we do it in his office, and he walks in. It's like he's done the media, the BS down at the media. He's done all that nonsense. And now he comes up here. And he just he lets out, and you get some really good stuff out of him that he does not give the guys in the media, because you guys have such a great relationship. When he walked in, and he kind of had this big grin on his face like a Cheshire cat, and he was like, "That was fast, wasn't it?"
Yeah, it was fast, and it was fun to watch, and it's exactly what when they looked at that 2-10 record last year, new changes had to be made, and it's good to see that most of the changes, and it's only one game obviously, and they've got a long way to go, but I think we saw some really encouraging signs. There's some playmakers on that offense.
Oh, the transfers. I mean, look at Oregon, Maryland, Florida State. We have these guys coming in from all these schools, and they're making plays. They're making differences in the game. And I was encouraged by what I saw from the big play standpoint of there were men out there making plays, getting the ball in their hands, turning upfield, and turning something that was good into something great. That's what I saw.
Yeah, and I think this week you're going to see Blake Harrell's defense, going against, Old Dominion had their own turnover problems, and they lost that game because of the turnovers, and they kind of realized that they can't turn the ball over against any team, especially when you're on the road at South Carolina. That was the largest crowd an Old Dominion football team ever played in front of down in Columbia, South Carolina, and but the South Carolina message boards right now, they're fun.
Oh, they're lighting it up, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fun to read.
Yeah,
right now they're really and they won. So, but they each won out against the Monarchs of Old Dominion. East Carolina 4-0 all time against Old Dominion as far as that series goes, and they've been a couple of really good games in that series.
Yeah, I think the last time we were up there was, they had just installed those lights. That was the first time I'd seen it in person. I thought it was interesting, and now everybody's doing it. But it was a decent trip. But I recall more than anything else, when you play somebody like that, I think you have to look at it from our standpoint. We feel like we should never lose to Old Dominion. That's how we've always been.
Right.
But they've made a lot of progress in their program. So that's not. And look at when the line opened up. What were we at 2-point favorite? Now we're a 2-point dog.
We were a dog
favorite
at first. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're favored by whatever.
I saw something earlier. It was like 4.5, and I was really surprised by
I didn't see that. No, I saw 2.
And that may have
2.5.
just been one of those random, things that were early. But now I think Pirates are what, a 2.5?
Yeah, 2. I think 2. And it's moving. It's moving all morning.
Up.
Not that I pay attention to those kinds of things.
Exactly.
For the university, you can't.
You don't even look as far as that goes. But East Carolina and Old Dominion coming up this Saturday, 6 o'clock start time from Norfolk, Virginia. We'll take another commercial break right now. We'll come back. We'll continue on this holiday edition of the Brian Bailey Show right after this.
It's hot outside, but you won't break a sweat using ENC Pirate Realty Allen Tate for your next home sale or purchase. Our experienced agents help you stay cool while navigating the home buying or selling process. Uncover your next treasure today by visiting encpiraterealty.com. And remember, at ENC Pirate Realty Allen Tate, we close the deal or someone walks the plank. Go Pirates.
We had the appetizer last week. Now it's time to feast. College football is back. Don't miss any of the action. Jump in with DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a full slate of games for Week 1, including a big matchup in Atlanta between the preseason number 1 and number 16. This is going to be DraftKings' biggest college football season to date. Enjoy the ride now all the way through the expanded playoffs. Plus, all newbies getting into the college football spirit, here's something extra special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings all college football season long. long. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PIRATE. That's code PIRATE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanthegame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
It's bow time. When you combine the bold taste of a Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, you get Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5, available for a limited time only. It's bow time. It's bow time. When you combine the bold taste of a Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, you get Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5, available for a limited time only. It's bow time.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Made in America Labor Day sale. Quality, value, that's what Made in America stands for. Now at Bostic Sugg, get a double sales tax discount on beautiful Made in the USA furniture. Save up to 70% off Lazy Boy special purchases or enjoy up to 60 months special financing. Get your best sleep every night and save on a great selection of Made in the USA Serta and Helix mattresses during the Made in America Labor Day sale on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Holt Nailers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. We got a question from the Facebook Live feed. How did the offensive line grade out? John David Baker was on the first half hour, and he said he was very pleased with how they played. I think they have to play better going forward, but I think that he was pleased with how they played in that first game. Pirates with 504 total yards on offense. Good night in that 42-3 victory over the Spartans of Norfolk State. Monarchs of Old Dominion up next, and I was joking that all the schools I went to were on the schedule. I did take classes at Norfolk State, and I graduated from Old Dominion. I think it was Coach Houston that said, but you didn't get in Liberty, did you?
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah, a lot of reasons.
Hey, by definition, you attend the class. You are an alumnus of that school.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go.
So I did not make it.
You should take a class at East Carolina just to have that on your resume.
I think so. Yeah. That would be.
Check that box. You've been here long enough. You've been honorary at least a dean by now.
Tell you, all those interns through the years, I should be.
You had some good ones come through.
Yeah.
Yours truly,
Brian Meador. What class were you? Class
95.
Yeah.
95. Yeah, 95, 96.
One of the great intern classes at WNCT, and you were part of that. Bonte Leach was a former intern.
Oh, come on.
He won a
You're going to put him in my category?
No.
He may have won a Super Bowl, but he didn't do it. Oh, you want to go down the player list? Kevin Miller. Kevin Miller was so bad as an intern.
He thought the editor was a cockpit. He was scared to death.
He wouldn't want to touch any button in the thing. And so I took him. I said, "Come with me." So I took him and gave him a camera and taught him how to shoot. He wasn't a bad shooter. That's where he actually excelled a little bit. And then,
that's hilarious.
Oh, and then Henry. Oh my gosh, man.
Leonard Henry.
Leonard Henry.
He interned and then he shut down the media.
He wasn't talking to the media. And then as soon as he's done with his internship, a full page spread on the Reflector. And we walked in and slammed it down in front of him. What was that about?
Yeah, that was good times.
Oh, Leonard.
Good times. All right, the NFL starts on Sunday. We like to talk NFL football from time to time with our buddy Clip Brock, and he kind of chimes in. What about your Commanders in 2024, Clipper? What do you think?
I don't have super high hopes, but I am excited to see our rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who I think he's going to be all right. What does he have around him? I don't know, but not a lot of expectations in Washington, so no change there.
What are they, like 2 or 3 point dogs in Tampa?
Yeah,
It's not much, is it?
3.5.
3.5?
Last time I looked. Yeah.
What was the Cowboys-Browns line? I haven't seen.
Browns by 2.5 last I saw.
Because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Is that what you saw? Yeah. So the Browns are slight favorites at home against the Cowboys, and we'll see how that. But the best part about the whole thing is that we're watching football, and it all starts on Thursday night. There's a game Thursday in the NFL. There's a game Friday
I did
in the
not
NFL.
know till last week, and usually I'm up on these things. When I found out there was a Friday night game, it made me so excited. Now I know you got touchdown Friday, and that gets in the way of your stuff. But
You were that excited about a Friday night football game? Because they shouldn't be playing on Friday. That's the high schools.
All right, old man.
Get off my lawn.
we've already been through this with college football on Friday.
We got
get off my lawn.
Ravens Chiefs Thursday, Eagles Packers Friday, college
love
football
it.
Saturday,
I love
Sunday.
it.
All right, play every day.
Every
night.
day, yes.
That's true too. Yeah,
Sorry to curse on your show, Brian.
No, that's okay. No, that's between you and Ellerby. Hey, you're good.
Who was it? Your former? Who was it? Was it Jill? Who was it that they canned their Friday night show?
That was Jill.
At Fox. She's at Fox in Nashville. So
Yeah.
they canned it. There was nothing but the NFL game that night, right?
No, Fox is having the Big Ten.
Oh, that's right. It's college
on
games.
Friday nights.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have college games on Friday nights. And so what they decided to do with their high school show, instead of trying to do it late night, is they were going to just do a live preview of some of the big games and do it that way, and then shoot some of the games to use and later on, but they wouldn't have a post show, which, she said she wasn't real happy about it, but she said that, going forward that maybe they may change their mind next year, but they're going to try it this year, see how it goes. So I haven't talked to her, see how week one went, but
outside of East Carolina was high school football with your old Touchdown Friday show. Well, it still is obviously going on, but back then, we would all go up to AJ's after the game, and we'd watch the rebroadcast at what was it, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, that's kind of why some of us got divorced later on, I think. Those Friday nights
at AJ's, we walk in, there are pictures of beer, appetizers across the table.
Now both of y'all got remarried, and they had to shut AJ's down.
Exactly. They say, why go on? It's over with. Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good
Great
line.
line.
All right, Benny writes in and says, how many games will the Cowboys win before they lose in the first round of the playoffs?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Yeah, that's real funny, Benny.
Yeah,
appreciate it. No, you're right, and you can ask Clip. Last year, talking football, I was really enthusiastic about Dallas because they played really well at times. But I kept saying, you got to do it in the postseason. It doesn't matter until you get to the postseason. And I couldn't have been more shocked to how Dallas played against the Packers because I thought they were ready to go.
How are you shocked?
No, I mean I was ready for a loss. Don't get me wrong. I was ready. Blowout? But they just laid an egg. I mean, it was.
Who's going to run the football for that team this year?
Well, they got.
Don't tell me Ezekiel. Don't even talk about Dalvin Cook. I don't want to hear it.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine at running back. They'll probably be better. They got fresh legs all game long.
Bailey's right though. He is the worst NFL guest to have on because I'll be like, Bailey, your Cowboys got it done yesterday. It didn't matter what week it was. He's like, it doesn't matter until the playoffs.
I'm
like, all right,
that was different.
Good to talk with you, Brian.
Because usually I do, my normal thing, but last year I was like, we got to get
you've
to the
had
playoffs.
enough, haven't you?
Got to get to the postseason.
The comparison of Dak to Mahomes, who was it did that? It wasn't McAfee. Somebody did that. I saw it.
Yeah, the chart.
Yeah, the 50-game chart.
Have you seen that?
Their statistics are identical. 50 regular season games. The last 50 regular season games are identical, and then you go to the playoffs. And
they're not quite identical.
That's where you have a great quarterback who gets you to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl, and you got Dud Prescott who just throws the ball behind or low or whatever it is to take your momentum away.
It's kind of a fluky thing though too because you put Eli Manning stats up there with a lot of average normal
Trent
quarterbacks.
Dilfer won a Super Bowl with no stats.
So there is that too.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. But I still, Packers are up 21-0. Cowboys are driving. They get the ball first in the second half. So I'm thinking, hey, you go down, score a touchdown, you're back in the game. Then he throws a pick six. And it's 28-0. You ain't coming back from 28-0.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that this year because I don't think they're making the playoffs.
Enough. Yeah, that would be bad.
Cliff's over there smiling.
Well, who was the defensive coordinator of that terrible team?
For
the Cowboys.
Last year?
Dan Quinn.
Oh, good.
No,
he's our head coach.
Your guy now.
Exactly.
Good hire. No, I like Quinn.
I love Quinn. He's great.
Yeah. He wasn't so great in the playoffs now, was he?
Hey, we just want to get there. If we get there and get blown out, I will be thrilled.
Well, I think Mike Zimmer is going to do a great job with Dallas. I think Dallas is going to be very good defensively, and I think they'll do enough on offense to get in the playoffs, lose in the first round, like Benny said. So,
Well,
there's that.
You put your finger in that socket enough times, sooner or later you figure out it's going to shock you.
I keep thinking that.
Nah.
But, I keep putting it in there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All
If
right.
real quick, guys.
All right, go ahead.
What you got?
What do you
If
got?
I take away the Chiefs, I'm going to take away the Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, and Niners. Give me 2 Super Bowl teams.
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
I don't even put the Eagles in that.
That's fine.
Before. I hate the Eagles.
There's always a bounce back team that you didn't see.
Who
Like the
is it?
Lions. The Lions.
Could be the Lions, could be the Packers.
I love Dan Campbell. I would love to see the Lions.
Yeah, I like Dan Campbell.
Keep moving forward.
I think Dan Campbell would be a great coach for the Cowboys. But
Who are yours?
I kind of got to Packers, Bengals, something like that.
Bengals. Yeah, Bengals because they've been there recently. So
yeah, Browns.
Burrow's healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
But some teams, you look at. There's no way. You
I'm
know.
gonna tell Justin Barry you said that.
Yeah, tell him I said that. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to lose week
Look,
one.
he's setting it up. So
That's
right.
it. Yeah,
so
yeah,
when
yeah.
the Cowboys win, he can say, "Hey, people
that's
been
the Super
saying."
Bowl.
I heard somebody say the Browns are going to be good this
This
year.
is my show. I can do whatever I want to do with it. It's got my name on it. All right, let's take our final commercial break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up this Labor Day edition of the Brian Bailey Show for you after this.
Want to make your day better? Order a Papa John's pizza. Get an extra large, one-topping New York-style pizza for only $10.99. Made into 8 foldable slices, perfect for sharing or not. See, things just got better, and you get to eat pizza. Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Did you know that GUC's utility rates are not only low in the region, but also the state? That's right. When you combine the average electric, water, wastewater, and natural gas into one bill, only people in 2 of the 15 largest cities pay less than GUC customers. Only 2. Low rates and high reliability. Working in the best interest of the community rather than shareholders. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
Hey, O's fans, gift the experience of Orioles baseball with an Orioles e-gift card. An Orioles e-gift card is the perfect gift for any occasion and can be purchased starting as little as $5. Use e-gift cards to buy game tickets at the box office and online at Orioles.com. Plus, e-gift cards can be redeemed at any concession stand or merchandise location throughout Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Surprise your favorite Orioles fan with an e-gift card today. Visit Orioles.com/gift cards.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers and hot dogs on the grill, and a delicious, refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar in your hand. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Grilling. Better with Pepsi.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for just $2.99. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is Chandler Honeycutt from Pirate Radio Live, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Got a couple of minutes before we close it out. As far as your game day, with all the coaches' show responsibilities and all that, how'd that go? Good?
That was great, you know, until you guys try to mess it up on the back end. See, the way it works is I stay up all night putting the show together. I send it over to you guys. And then
you guys, as in WNCT, the station.
Right. And then you guys.
It ain't you guys, but it's those guys. But
your people have to make sure that it gets on the air.
Yeah.
And you did, so thank you. Sometimes sometimes I wake up with a phone call at 7 in the morning, a little scared.
Kenny just writes in and says, we will win the Super Bowl this year. Write it down in pencil so you can erase it during the playoffs. Go Cowboys. That's a pretty good line from our man Kenny Curling. So
I love Kenny.
Had a chance to see him on Saturday, and looking forward to everybody that can make it up to Norfolk, Virginia. If you're thinking about heading up there, it's only 2.5 hours to the north. It's an easy trip, and you can get there, watch the game, just drive right on back, and be back.
Yeah,
hopefully around midnight. So it's not a bad trip.
No, make a lot of noise. We got 3 of those trips that we're driving this year that are taken away from the plane flights, which makes Malcolm Gray so happy.
Oh yeah,
Malcolm Gray, our media relations director, he hates flying, and it all stems from the Hurricane Matthew game down in Tampa. We flew back through that hurricane and bouncy, whatever. It was a stupid decision, but he so the rubber ball in one hand, the left hand he's gripping the seat in front of him with the white knuckling it, and it's funny to watch, but also you got to feel for the guy. So he's enjoying the bus rides this year.
You really don't want your seat in front of Malcolm. That's the seat you don't want.
And then when whoever's in front of puts their head back, he gets mad because he needs to be able to grip it really good. Of course, he's the athletic director now here at Clip Show. He's the one getting ripped all the time. Poor guy.
That guy did call back in
I heard
and say, I don't have anything bad
to say about Malcolm Gray.
Yeah. That's good.
You get Malcolm on the show, just ask him questions that don't pertain to his job just to hear what he says so we can get mad at him. Like, it's his fault that some people don't like the third down thing. That's him. That's on Malcolm. Spread the word. It's Malcolm's fault.
Malcolm's a huge young Dolph guy.
Yes.
Everything operations-wise go pretty well?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I mean, nothing's going to go perfectly, but think about years past, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago when, or just a few years ago, the concessions problems we've had or things like that. I thought everything went smoothly. Now, I'm not in line with the fans, but I have friends who were there. They all had a good time.
Good.
Hey, Meador, please extend my thank you to the marketing people. My favorite call of the 5th quarter, the guy who won Little Nugget of the game, whatever that is, called into the 5th quarter and complained like, I know I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I shouldn't have been the little nugget of the game. He was showed on the scoreboard, I guess.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
It's a promotional thing, too, for Nugget. Yeah. I didn't see him. I didn't see it.
What do they do for the little nugget?
Just show them.
Put
them up on the big screen.
It's
a little
They look for somebody short?
I think little. I don't know. I didn't see it. First of all,
I guess I don't have to worry about that now, do I?
Well, you're more of a chicken tender, I think.
Yeah. They need to be ironical with it, like calling a big guy tiny. They need to go find the biggest guy in there. Little nugget of the game.
Wow.
Now we got our little nugget on the 5th quarter, though.
That's a little nugget I didn't know. So there you go.
Well, you got to pay attention to Justin Barrymore.
Yeah, we got to figure that thing out. All right. Yeah. All right, let's close it up. I want to thank John David Baker, offensive coordinator for East Carolina, for joining us in that first half hour. I want to thank Brian Meador for coming down and wrapping things up with us. It's East Carolina and Old Dominion coming up on Saturday. Complete coverage all day long right here on Pirate Radio. Looking forward to checking in from Norfolk, Virginia. Back to my alma mater. How about that?
You get to say that.
See if I can remember where the library was. We'll see you back here next week right here on the Brian Bailey